Hi, my name is Angelina Ames. I'm doing Bio 230. I'm going to talk about the anterior view of the skeletal. So first, it's the frontal bone, which is right here. The vomer bone is by the nose, inside the nose, as well as the nasal bone, which is this one up here. The sphenoid bone is inside of the eyeball. It's more towards right there. The ethmoid is as well inside the eye socket. The lacranial is more towards the outer of the eye socket, and the zygomatic bone is, I would say, like right in here, by where a cheek is. The maxilla bone is all this right here, and then the mandible bone is right here. And then the posterior, so this right here is the parietal bone. The occipital bone is right here. The tempora is over here on the side. And the mandible is back and right here as well. So for the lateral view, the parietal bone is all of this right here. The tempora bone is right here. The occipital bone is back in here. The zygomatic bone is this right here. The mandible is right here again, and the maxilla is over here as well. The nasal bone is this from the lateral view, and then the frontal bone. So then the next one I'm going to talk about is the inferior, which I can't really take his head off, but the frontal I know would be up here. The parietal is back here. The temporal is over here on this side, and the occipital is around here as well. And the sphenoid bone would be down in here. And then for the vertebrae column, which is the spine, so right here, the first spinal would be the atlas, and then the second one is the axis. Then the cervical would be these all the way till 7, and then the thoracic would be this bunch right here. Then the lumbar bones are down in here, and then as for the sacrum is this part, and then the coccyx is this little tail part right here. And then for the pectoral, girdle, and upper limbs, so for the clavicle, that is, it would be right here above the pelvic, and then your pelvic, the scapula, would be right here, the humerus, and then the radius is this bone, as well as the ulna is the backbone. Okay. And then the thoracic cage, so the manubrium would be this part right here. The sternum is this part, and then the false ribs are 8 through 12, which is down in here. The true ribs are up here, and then these are your floating ribs, which is right in here. And then for the hand and wrist, just this little. So for the hand and wrist, these are your phalanges. Your metacarpals would be right here, this part, so this half of your fingers. The carpal is this little bunch right as the phalanges start. The hamate would be in the middle, right here. Then the pisiform is on this side. It would be placed right there. The scaphoid is under in here, so like the bottom of your hand. The trapezoid would be around that knuckle. The trapezium is also next to that one. The triquetrium would be right here, and then the lunate would be in the middle as well. And then the pelvic girdle and lower limbs, which would be this right here. So the ilium would be this piece. The ischium would be right here. The pelvic is all this. The femur is this part of the leg, the thigh. The tibia would be the front of the leg, and the fibia would be more towards the back, and then your patella would be your knee, where your knee is. And then for the feet, the ankle and foot. Okay. So for your ankle and foot, I don't have no easy way to do this with him. Okay, so your phalanges would be, I'm just gonna have to go here. This part, the upper part. Your metatarsal is that, the top of your toes, your foot. The cuboid would be underneath, which is in this area, all right here. Your calcaneus would be the back of where your heel is. The talus would be around this area by your ankle. Then your lateral is in the front. So the lateral is in the front of your ankle, and the medial as well, which is in the very front of your ankle. And the navicular is the top of your foot. And that is all for the bones in the body.